You've got a volatile border, a sudden airstrike, and then an immediate fiery retaliation. The tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan have just, well, exploded into open conflict. So let's get into it. We're going to look at what sparked this, the retaliation that followed, and the long-simmering tensions that brought these two neighbors right to the brink.
And there you have it. That's a direct warning from Afghanistan's Ministry of Defense. This isn't just political talk. It's a very clear statement of military intent. So how on earth did we get to the point of open threats like this?
Okay, let's start right in the middle of the action, with the clash itself. This is that moment where all that simmering tension just boiled over into actual live fire. So what happened was both sudden and incredibly intense. On a Saturday night, Afghan Taliban forces reportedly launched these coordinated assaults on Pakistani military posts all along that huge border they share. Now, both sides have confirmed that the fighting happened, and you can even see videos showing the sky just lit up with heavy weapons. This wasn't some minor border skirmish, folks. This was a pretty significant and deliberate military confrontation. But you have to ask, right? What would trigger such an aggressive attack? Well, it turns out this clash wasn't exactly unprovoked. The answer actually lies in a Pakistani strike that happened just a few days earlier. When you look at the timeline, it's a really clear case of cause and effect. Earlier in the week, you have Pakistan conducting airstrikes inside Afghanistan. Then by Saturday, you see Afghanistan retaliating with its own assault on the border. It's a classic tit-for-tat escalation where one action directly and very quickly triggered the next. So who was at the center of that initial Pakistani strike? Well, according to one security official, the target was a leader of the Pakistani Taliban, also known as the TTP, who was traveling in Kabul. And that name, the TTP, is really the key to understanding this entire conflict. To really get what's happening here, we need to zoom out a bit, because this isn't just about one airstrike and a counterattack. It's about a conflict that's been simmering for a long time, fueled by a powerful militant group that operates in that border region. So, who are the TTP exactly? Well, they're the Pakistani Taliban. Now, while they're ideologically aligned with the Afghan Taliban, the group that runs Afghanistan, they are a separate organization. Their main focus is on carrying out these deadly attacks against Pakistani security forces, and they use that rugged border region as their base of operations. And this, right here, this brings us to the absolute heart of the disagreement. On one side, Pakistan's government is adamant. They accuse the Afghan Taliban of sheltering TTP militants, basically giving them a safe haven to launch attacks from. But on the other side, the Taliban government in Kabul flatly denies this. They insist they don't allow their territory to be used against other countries. I mean, these are two completely opposite, irreconcilable positions. But it's not just Pakistan's word against Afghanistan's. A United Nations report has thrown a critical third-party perspective into the mix. It found that the TTP does, in fact, receive substantial logistical and operational support from the folks in charge in Kabul. Now, that finding adds some serious weight to Pakistan's claims and, well, it really complicates Afghanistan's denials. And all that frustration, it seems to have finally boiled over. After years of what Pakistan describes as failed attempts to get the Afghan Taliban to rein in the TTP, the message now is stark. As Pakistan's defense minister put it, we will not tolerate this any longer. It's pretty clear that patience has run out. Okay, so when you have a direct military clash between two neighboring countries, you can bet the entire region goes on high alert. So how are other nations responding to this really dangerous escalation? A really clear, unified message is starting to emerge from the region. You've got major powers like Saudi Arabia and Iran pretty much speaking with one voice here. They're all calling for self-restraint, dialogue, and stability. And why? Because a full-blown conflict between these two nations wouldn't just be a border war, it could seriously destabilize the entire region. The message is unmistakable. De-escalate and do it now. So here we are. We've got a direct military clash, a really deep-rooted dispute, and these urgent international calls for everyone to just calm down. It all really boils down to one critical question, doesn't it? In a conflict that's been fueled by years and years of deep-seated mistrust, can diplomacy actually win out over the drug meat of war?